My allergies are just all over the place. I hate it, so I sound gross. My glasses are really dirty. It's not better at all. My tank top, like, matches this wig right here. It's like twinsy status. Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Coffee and a Kiki. This time it's going to be about Season 6, Episode 6, Oh No She Betta Don't. Today in New York City, it's really not cold out, so I'm able to actually like wear a tank top and drink an iced coffee in my apartment and not be freezing, which is good because that just means summer's coming. I also recently started freezing leftover coffee into ice cubes and then pouring hot coffee over that in the morning so that it's like iced coffee with an extra jolt that doesn't get watered down. So brills, and I'm obviously very caffeinated and excited right now. So grab your caffeination and let's get going. This week's episode was a little blah. I don't know, I just didn't really enjoy it. I mean, maybe because it was a rap challenge and I'm like musical theater dork, I don't know. But again, it's with this editing because they show you them recording the video and you think they're going to be terrible, and then they get out there and they show the finished one and they're amazing, and it's like, oh, I thought that bitch was going to go home. I guess she's not. So let's talk about everybody individually, I guess. I thought Darian did a really great job in the Reading is Fundamental challenge this week. I thought Bianca was funnier, but I really liked Darian's, like, Adore Delano. Oh, if only Gia Gunn had been there, because he would have had to have said that even slower than that, and then got out a dictionary and like had to look up what the definition of dumb was so the bitch would know. In the challenge, I thought Darian did okay. In the final edited product, although I thought that Darian was going to be bottom 2. I really did. As much as I love her, I thought she was going to be in the bottom 2 after this week's challenge. Has that animosity towards Betta, and that, like, Ben said something, I believe, in Untucked. No, was it in Untucked? Was it in the episode? I don't remember. Ben said something about Darian having said she can be a very negative person and how now he's getting all that energy from her. Really not being shy about the fact that he thinks that Ben is stuck up and everything. Actually, I mean, granted, you don't know how the workroom actually is. You don't know how they're editing everything. You don't know what they're showing and what they're not. So, for all we know, Ben de la Creme could be, holding it above everyone's heads that he won. He could be this big bitch in the workroom, but that's not how they're editing it. You never really know where these feelings and these comments come from because you don't see it physically. So I thought Darian did okay. The rap wasn't so great. I thought she was going to be bottom 2. I thought Bianca was great as always. I thought her reading challenge was hilarious. I thought in the rap she was hilarious, and she kind of looked like the bitch from The Big Comfy Couch with like the eyes and the ponytails. Like, I thought she was going to lay down and do some clockwork with her legs or something because she looked like her. But I thought that was funny, and I thought she did the challenge really well. Laganja Estranja. I'm just over her, and I just kind of just want her to go home already. She's just so emotional and young. Like, she's young. She's like, what is she, 21, 22? She's a baby. She's just so insecure that all of the attention always has to be on her, and when it's not, she kind of has a hissy fit about it to make it work. Oh my god, I need like tissues over here or something. I just think Laganja's really immature, and she just doesn't have the self-esteem that you need to be in a competition by yourself like this. And I think that it's not that she's not talented, it's just she's kind of like annoying me a little bit. Like when they show her in her interview, she's always like, honey, darling, and I'm like, can you sit still and stop being so gay for like 1 second? Coming from me of all people, RuPaul said it in like episode 1. Like, be your own person. Stop trying to, like, be everyone else. And I think that's what she's trying to do with all this, like, honey and mama and all of this, like, that she does the whole time. It bugs me. I thought she did okay in the rap challenge. I was expecting more from her, and she kind of didn't deliver it for me. But, she was safe, whatever. What the hell was that, like, orange and white like ombre wig she had on. Like, it looked like Party City wig, honestly. And whenever she would turn her head, there was like no teasing right here. There was teasing here, and there was teasing like in here, which doesn't make any sense. But there was nothing here. So when she looked from the front, it looked okay. But from the side, it was like big flat. Who else was on the team? Adore. I thought Adore did really great this week. I thought that she really embodied, you know, the 90s rap elements and everything. And I thought she did really great. I still don't love her. I'm still not a huge fan of hers. But I will admit that, like, she's done really well and she's really coming along. I don't understand why her dresses are so short. I'm just getting frustrated with Adore constantly being safe every week when Michelle Visage gives her the same critique on the runway every single week. Your dresses are too short, your dresses are too short, your dresses are too short, you're sloppy, you're sloppy, you're sloppy. And she keeps getting the same notes, but she keeps being safe. And to me, it's like, you know, being rewarded for bad behavior. But it's honestly, it's one of those things where the producers or somebody sees something in Adore and they want her to stay as long as possible. Because if that was any other queen doing that kind of shit and not, you know, listening to critiques and just being sloppy all over the place, they would have gone home a long time ago. And I think her paint is great. I love the eye makeup she had this week with all that pink and that purple. I really loved that. But just her hair and her clothing aesthetic is just so, and just the way she walks the runway is just very sloppy and just kind of all over the place. And I'm just not a huge fan of that. And I think, like I said, if it had been any other queen had been acting like that, I think that they probably would have gone home early. But it's Adore, so she's staying. And like I said before, I think it's going to be one of those things like with Tyra Sanchez, where she's just always going to be safe, 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 because there's always going to be somebody else that's doing worse than her, and somebody else that has a worse critique than her, even though she should have gone home a while ago.
Bianca, Darian, Laganja, Adore. I think that's it for that team. Courtney.
Again, Courtney just faded into the background for me this week, and for the longest time, Darian was fading into the background for me in the episodes, and then this week, Darian was spotlighted because she was, you know, won the challenge. She was the team captain. That's the word I can't think. She was actually showcased in this week's episode, which I loved. But as a consequence, Courtney Act was not really featured, and I just love that her critique was, you're relying on Pretty. Because she is. Like, she's coming out every week in a bikini. And, you know, she is beautiful as a man and as a woman. But, you know, she doesn't really paint. Like, it's all bone structure. It's all, you know, cheek and everything that's all bone structure. Not painting as harsh or as hard as these other girls that are actually painting their faces. She's kind of using her bone structure, which is fine when you're a fishy girl. That's what she is. And she's always serving hair. She's always serving body. And I love that about her. But I kind of agree. It's like, what else is there about Courtney? Like, what else is she going to bring to the table? I mean, she can sing, and that's great. But, you know, what else is she going to bring to the table? I want to know. I love Ben de la Creme. He's just so beautiful, and he's exactly what I want Bernadette to be. Like, his runway look with the hat and the fur, and I died. And just his silhouette is just amazing, and he's, like, adorable as a boy. He's kind of like my man crush this season. Sorry, Josh. But, I do kind of see, you know, the sparring match between him and Darian, and I get it. And like I said earlier in the video, I don't know if it's just how they're editing it or what, you know, like, he could be saying things or doing things that we're not seeing on camera. Just from the way that it's edited, I don't think Ben's like that at all, but, you know, you never really know. I thought he did really funny in the challenge. I loved that, like, black, like, stringy, curly wig. Like, I loved that. I love the gold and the white. Thought that was really great. And I thought he, like, even though he isn't, you know, a rap queen or whatever, and he's not really, like, a temporary queen, I think he held his own and he did a good job this week. And it was kind of the first time we never saw him play an old lady, which was good. So, I thought Milk did pretty good in the challenge and in the video. And I thought she was funny, and, like, even, what was that other drag queen? Or the other rapper? Even Trina, yeah. I must have said Trinity. Even Trina really liked him, and they thought he was wacko, but it's I was sad for him to go home, but at the same time, he's not delivering the same level what they want. And so I was really sad to see Milk go, but when they announced that it was Milk and Trinity, Josh and I are both like, bye, Milk. Trinity's gonna, like, lip sync you under the water. Bye. Are you gonna be in the video now? He got his hair done. It's gray now. See? I like it.
No, I mean, you just can't give Trinity K. Bonet, like, a song like that. Obviously, she's, like, on the show because she can really turn the fuck out. I mean, it's just she knows the music. She turned it out. Milk isn't really, want to do, like, a sensual song or even make it sensual. She's used to make it very comedy, so Trinity K just, gave you lips, eyes, and body, and just, fucking that, like, 85-inch wig that you're going to be having 85 people order from you.
I know, my God. That and Courtney's. Courtney's like, sand, updo, everyone's going to want that shit. And I'm going to be like, $5,000. Thank you. Trinity was, again, really disappointing in this week's challenge, and
all she can do is lip sync.
All she can do is lip sync and dance. That's all she can do. And I loved when Bianca called her out, and she was like, what can you do well? Quickly, what can you do well? And she just sat there, and there were crickets, and then she changed the topic. And it's one of those things where I'm just sick and tired of somebody being on the show, making excuses and apologizing for everything. Every single week when they do the challenge, she comes in and says, I'm sorry, this isn't what I do. I'm sorry, I'm not a singer. I'm sorry, I'm not an actress. I'm sorry, I'm not, she just goes in every single week and makes an excuse for herself and apologizes before she does it. And then this week on the runway, when she started to say, I'm not one of those queens that makes excuses for myself, I'm not, and RuPaul cut her off, I pretty much fell off the sofa laughing, because they're so tired of her making excuses and everything, and honestly, next week is the two back-to-back episodes, and I really want her and Laganja to go the hell home, just because they're both bringing down the rest of the group. I think everyone else is up here. Adore is, here, and then those two girls are, here. And it's just, I don't get it, but, it makes for interesting television. Okay, so again this week, I thought Jocelyn did really, really well, and she wasn't, rewarded for it. And I think that she did amazing in the challenge. I thought she was hilarious. And I thought she looked great on the runway. Yes, she did have on a little too much. But what she said about how she over-accessorizes because her style of drag is so pedestrian, she has to over-accessorize. And I get that. And honestly, I didn't think that her outfit had too much going on. And I also, no tea, no shade, just from seeing her in the workroom, I expected her to be a lot skinnier. I mean, she's, thick in the right places, which is good, but I expected her to be, a skinny little thing, and then she walks out with body, and I'm like, oh, she's, thick in the right places. Good for her. I really want Jocelyn to shine more, and I really want Jocelyn to, get more credit, because she is holding on, and she's holding her own, and she's doing well every week, and she's not getting rewarded for it. And then, people that are, getting the same critique over and over and over and over and over, granted she is too, but that are doing equally as well, that are actually a little more sloppy, are winning. And it's how does this work? I don't understand the mathematics of RuPaul's Drag Race. Actually, like I said, I'm really surprised that Trinity was still around because of the whole saying a truth and then getting kicked off the next episode thing that always happens. And I was ready for her to go because she doesn't have a great attitude and she's always making excuses. She's out of her element, she's out of her comfort zone, and I get that. But at the same time, you just need to step up your game and stop complaining. She's always complaining, she's always a sourpuss, she's always, pouting in the background, and it's really unnerving to us watching this because it's you have such an amazing opportunity at your fingertips. You can be so much. And there are thousands, hundreds of thousands of other drag queens in the country that would kill to do anything to have that spot. And you're just making excuses and you're throwing it away. And I don't really appreciate that at all. Because there's a million other girls that could go up there and do a million times better than you. But here you are on national television not giving a shit. And that's my biggest issue with her.
Jocelyn, Darian, Ben, Courtney, Bianca, Milk, Trinity, Laganja, adore. Yeah, 9. I did it! Yay! Got all 9 and I didn't forget.
Thank you guys again for watching this week's Coffee and a Kiki. I'm sorry I haven't been doing tutorials, but as you guys know from watching my tutorials and my old videos, I like to talk and I like to give my opinion. So I just figured, why should I try to condense a RuPaul thing and a tutorial into 20 minutes for you guys weekly when I can just talk my face off about some drag queens for 20 minutes and then start doing tutorials again once RuPaul's Drag Race is over. So next week we're going to have episodes 7 and 8, which means we're going to be down to 6 girls, which means there's only going to be, what, 4 episodes left after that? So the tutorials are coming. I'm actually going to be recording a couple after this, like right now. So they are going to be coming and they are going to be popping up your way very shortly. As of now, I will just be doing the Coffee and a Kiki on Wednesdays just for time's sake. It makes it easier on all of us. I'm not going to have to go back and link people to a video about a tutorial and the first half of it be RuPaul's Drag Race and then the second half be tutorial, and it's kind of just, I just think it's easier to just separate them one and one. So sorry you guys about not doing tutorials, but you get to look at my pretty face and hear me talk about Drag Race and all of that fun stuff. So thank you guys again for watching. Be sure to check out all my fun social media stuff down in the box. Pretty much every single website, I'm Wiggin' Out VZ, same as on here. On Facebook, I'm Bobby Pins. You can also visit my website at www.bobbypins.com. I have so many wigs in stock right now. I have tons of gray ones. I have a whole bunch of the champagne from Sepia you guys are all dying for. So please check out my website. Please buy and order and help me pay my bills. And then also be sure to email me at info@bobbypins.com if you guys have any further questions or comments, ideas for future videos, or if you would like to commission me for a custom wig or piece. So like, comment, subscribe, and share, and I'll see you guys this week on Friday for 5 Favorite Friday for March, because we're now in April. Woo! Okay, so I'll see you guys Friday. Bye.